night, whoever you are in the world, and welcome back to another Random Things video. A bit different. I've not done this type of sit down video before, so why not? Do bear with me though, I'm a bit achy, my legs are killing me from all the running around and activity, that's the word, this week. So I'm in a little bit of pain, but as you can see from the title, I'm going to go through my top 5 so far, and of course there's going to be more, our top 5 Netflix series currently that we're absolutely loving, by the way. In no particular order, I'm just going to come out with the first one. Now, I'm wearing the merch, so, you know, pretty obvious if you'd already seen it, but that's right guys, Stranger Things, absolutely in love with it. I need actually to go back and get a hoodie to match the bottoms, and then I can be all Stranger Things hyped up, and t-shirts on its way, so that'll be very fun. But yeah, Stranger Things, I mean, I think it goes without saying, Stranger Things was one of my very first Netflix series I got into. Absolutely loved it. You can't really grumble, especially if you love that kind of vibe. 80s vibe, the is just completely iconic. Of course, if you've seen it before, if you haven't, I recommend you go and get watching it on Netflix. There's 3 seasons currently, and we're waiting for season 4 to come out. They had to stop filming, obviously due to COVID, but I think they are still filming. They're back filming now, so that'll be interesting, and I'll be very, very happy to see the outcome of that. Be fan-dabby-dozy. So that's the first one. The second one, which is probably one that not many people know about. So if you like Ninja Warrior, and you like, what's the other one now? Ninja Warrior is the main one that I'm really comparing it to, but this one is more intense, and it's called The Ultimate Beastmaster. Is amazing. It's basically countries that compete all around the world. They have so many competitors and so many different people from the same countries, and they have like a panel on stands from all the different countries that are competing that night, and they basically go head to head to see if they can get through this ultimate course. The reason why it's called the Ultimate Beastmaster, I'll see if I can get a picture of it and put it here, but basically it's the full skeleton of the course. Once it's lit up with all the metal, is a massive beast, and it's so cool. So the obstacles are like really intense, much more intense, and the obstacle course is much more longer than the Ninja Warrior, and every time you get to the next obstacle you build up points, and obviously the points get you through to the next round. And we finished like series 2, but that was like series 1 we watched ages ago, probably about a year and a half, going on 2 years ago. So I thought, why not start again? So I literally got to the end of like series 1 again. It's so good, and some of the things that you come across and the people that you see really surprise you. Like there's people as young as 18 going on this, and they're beating people who are in the 20s and 25 and 30, and they have all different types of outside activities that contribute to their skills. So for example, there's been quite a few rock climbers that, actual rock climbers are free climbing stylists that do that for a living, and they've built all their skills up over the years, and then they put it into the Ultimate Beastmaster, and it's a cash prize win at the end. But it's amazing. I don't want to keep waffling, but if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it if you like those type of stuff. If you're a Ninja Warrior fan, I'm sure you will not be disappointed. So that's number 2. Number 3 is The Haunting of Hill House. Now everyone's been hyped up about this. The directors and the writers teamed up to do a second series, which I'll talk about in a minute, which is number 4 on the list. Now it's basically set in the 1900s of a spooky haunted house, and it's like 2 stories in one. So it's like the family growing up as kids, and with their mum and dad bringing them up in the countryside in this massive Haunting of Hill House. But the flip side of the coin is, the other side of the story is them actually being grown up and living their lives but it keeps switching between the two stories, and you have to really, really watch it to be able to follow it. We really enjoyed it. But the last episode messed with my head so much. Believe it or not, we had to watch, well, I personally had to watch it 4 times to fully understand it. I was getting 3/4 of the way through. I was like, no, it doesn't make sense. The point is, please stick with it. It's not meant to make sense. So when you get to, like, I say the last 15 to 10 minutes of the last episode, that's when it starts coming together. And I just wished I'd concentrated and watched it like originally, instead of, it didn't even like 4 times one after the other. It was like having a little break and then going back to it, and like, I really got to understand this because I knew the directors and the writers were coming out with a second series. I didn't realise the second series wasn't a follow-on, but I still wanted to complete it, and I was so happy when we completed it. I finally understood it, and I was like, wow, like, it was brilliant. Number 4, which is the second series I was talking about, of the same writers and directors of The Haunting of Hill House, is The Haunting of Bly Manor. Number 4, that is brilliant. Now that's based in the 1800s, the late 1800s, which is romantic gothic horror romance. It's nothing to do with Haunting of Hill House. I will put the record straight for you there. Same writers, same directors, yes, but completely different story. A completely different story, and everyone's been moaning online and in groups when you join for Netflix films, a series or whatever, completely kicking up a fuss about absolutely nothing, when the writers already said it wasn't a follow-on. And they're like, oh, this is rubbish, it's got nothing to do with Haunting of Hill House, I can't believe they recycled the characters, all this, that and the other. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? Seriously, in the nicest way possible, what is wrong with you? They never said it was a follow-on. It so happens that, believe it or not, the writers and the directors have teamed up with Netflix, and they're getting all these series out. So I assume that they're working on a 3rd series, if not now, in the very, very near future, obviously, with restrictions in place. I'm not sure if they're filming, but they are meant to be in a contract with Netflix. Now, there's a lot of people that are doing this lately. For example, Adam Sandler's recently doing this, and I don't think people realise it, but apparently he signed up with Netflix for like 10 films just to bang them out one after the other. Now I won't go off too much on this side subject, but I just want to get a point across that people are literally taking things way too seriously. Like, he signed a contract basically with Netflix to get 10 films out, or a series, maybe mixed in there, I don't know. But Hubby, I think that's how you pronounce it, Halloween Hubby, or Hubby Halloween, I think that's what it's called. And everyone's going mental, absolutely mental. The people I've been coming across about, it's the most rubbish film I've ever seen, I can't believe he's doing this, Adam Sandler's gone downhill over the years. Okay, fair enough, it wasn't my cup of tea and I really could not get into it, but the point is, you don't go around slating celebrities online just because you don't like one film they've done or a couple of films. He's done a lot of classics, but I just think it's very, very shallow and low of people to do that. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but what right person goes around slating celebrities just because they've got in a contract with another company? I mean, he must be getting a hell of a lot of money, that's all I'm saying. So whether it film was rushed, I have no idea, but all I think to that is, like, if you don't like it, fair enough, there's no need to go around slating it all online. That's a bit tedious and a bit, I don't really want to say pathetic in a way, because 10-15 years ago social media weren't even a thing. You couldn't do that. You just rant and rave maybe to your friends or your family saying, I can't believe I wasted an hour and a half of my life and it was this, telling them why you didn't like it, fair enough. But when you're slating people online for something that they've created and worked on really hard, is another thing altogether. But anyway, I just thought I'd go on to that briefly. So that's number 4, The Haunting of Bly Manor. And finally, I think possibly my favourite of them all currently is Cobra Kai. I mean, if you've not watched Cobra Kai, what are you doing with your life? Like, what are you doing with your life right now? Cobra Kai is like taking Storm, and it is literally one of our favourites. Like, there's no way we're not watching on the 8th of January 2021. Season 2, season 3, I cannot wait. We just literally binge watched season 1 and season 2, and it was great. It was like the best thing ever. And I will briefly go on this slight topic. I don't want to like keep you ages, but there's a lot of life lessons in that film, and I was trying to explain to this someone online and they didn't reply to me, and I think, well, I basically got my point across, because you were basically slating them, saying, oh, I can't believe Daniel is still in it, this, that and the other, they shouldn't have never done a follow-on series. Fair enough, that's your opinion, but the point is loads of people loved it, and I think it went to #1 in the USA. There's loads of different life lessons, like there's love, there's hate, there's betrayal, there's deceit, there's growing up, there's social media involved, there's all these different subjects that make it the series it is, and it touches on so many subjects. Bullying, for example. Bullying obviously was still a thing when I was back in school, but nothing like it is today. If you don't have the latest smartphone, or you don't have the latest whatever, or the new Nike trainers or whatever, you get hammered and slated for it, and it's just like, that is really immoral and wrong, and half the time it's the parents' fault. Like, I'm not saying all the time, but you learn and develop and grow from the people that are around you, meant to be role models. If the parents not being role models, then the kids are not going to really care whether they hurt someone's feelings or whether they bully someone. But it's a very coming of age series, and that's the reason why we loved it. So they are top 5 Netflix series. If you really want to watch any of them, let me know down in the comments if you've seen any already, and I'll very much appreciate a like and subscribe if you're new, and let me know your favourite series down in the comments. And I'm gonna love you and leave you because my camera's dying.